Hi, I'm Craig the Pool Man from Pool Specialist, and we are here on location to give you an instructional video on how to winterize a pool. Now, a couple caveats with this. Number one is this is where the equipment is actually above the pool. And if you were below the pool, that would be called flooded suction equipment. And that's a lot more complicated. You would need a compressor, you need to make sure you have valves, you plug everything. So we are not going over that. If you have flooded suction, I would very strongly advise you to get a pool company that is competent on handling flooded suction equipment and winterizing your pool. In North Carolina, we don't have much cold weather. The freeze line in North Carolina is about 1 inch, maybe not a little bit more. And so therefore we don't have to drain down the pool. We don't have to put antifreeze in the lines like you would if you were up north. The farther north you go, the more complicated the process gets for winterizing a pool. Also, typically we only winterize pools for late December through March. So the trick is you want to wait until the water is below 65 degrees to winterize it. And then once it's above 65 degrees, you want to de-winterize it. And then through the winter, because the pool has no movement and is dormant, what you want to do is about every month, for every 25,000 gallons, you should add 1 gallon of chlorine. You also want to make sure that the water chemistry stays good, because if the pH or the alkalinity climbs, you're going to wind up getting calcification and problems with that. So always, always, always test your water all during the winter, even though it's cold and you're not using the pool. So this video is intended to tell you what plugs to pull and how to do a simple winterization for what I'll call the southern part of the United States. Okay, the first step in winterizing your pool is you're going to come over to your automation system and you are going to shut off all of your circuit breakers, and it's going to remain this way for the entire winter time. Okay, the next step is we're going to take all the valves and open them up. That way the water will be able to drain back into the pool and the pipes won't freeze and crack. Next, we're going to go ahead and open up our pump basket and go ahead and leave it off. We'll take our plugs out. There's a plug in the front and in the back of the pump. And as you noticed, I went ahead and I put the plugs in the pump basket. That's where we're going to put everything so that we know where it is when we open it up in the spring. That's typically the way that most professionals do it. Then we're going to come over here. If you happen to have a cleaner pump, we're going to go ahead and pull the plug off the cleaner pump. Again, that's going to go in the pump basket. Next, we are going to go up to the filter. And of course, on the top of the filter is something called a multi-port. This is a sand filter. And we're going to pop that up and leave that in the middle. We're also going to go ahead and open up the air bleeder valve. And once we open up the air bleeder valve, then we're going to go ahead, take the plug off of the filter. Our next step is the heater. This is an expensive mistake if you forget to pull the drain plug off of it. So the drain plug, every heater has a drain plug. And this one's a bit tight. So we'll just loosen that up. We're going to make sure that that drain plug is out, and we're also going to put that one in the pump basket. We want to make sure that all our pipes are open so again, everything can drain. Our next step is we want to remove the salt cell. And it's always nice if you happen to have the right tools to remove it. These shouldn't be very tight, but if they're not tight enough, they'll leak. So we want to tip this, drain all the water out of it. While we have it off, we might as well take a look at it and see if there's any corrosion inside, if there's any calcification, anything like that. We are not going to leave this off the pipe. We're going to go ahead and after we drain it, just grab a couple threads on each side. You do not want to leave the pipes open. The reason why you don't want to leave the pipes open is because little critters like mice like to make homes in there. And you're not going to be happy if they make a little nest and then you find out in the spring that your pool is clogged because of the nest from the little critters. Okay, now very important, this is called a gizmo. What we're going to do is this goes in the skimmer, and what it does is if the water should freeze, particularly in the skimmer, the ice will compress on this and compress this down rather than split the skimmer throat. It's also good for if you're actually a below grade equipment or what's called flooded suction. You can screw this in, you can blow out the lines, and it will stay sealed for you. So give you an idea of this, we're going to demonstrate how this goes into the skimmer. So come down here, pull the skimmer off, we'll take the basket out, and then this will typically thread into the back hole of the skimmer. Once you're threaded into the hole nice and tight, go ahead and put the basket on top, upside down, and put your skimmer plate back on. And you want to do this for every skimmer in the pool so that the ice does not split the throat on the skimmer, which would be a very expensive mistake. Okay, that concludes our video on how to winterize a pool. I hope it's been useful and helpful, and if you like it, give us a thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.